Hey everyone, this is Lisa from Life in Layouts, and today I am back with day number 7 of 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life. Today's sketch comes from Darla Weber, and I will link her social media below. I pulled out my Doodlebug pumpkin spice to document photos of Eli at the pumpkin patch. There are some really cute embellishment pieces for this collection, and I have used a lot of the ones that I really like. So I went over to Lori Whitlock's website, and she has lots of Doodlebug items on her website. I was able to find this collection. When you purchase these pieces, they are already colored. I created an outline which allowed me to use the print and cut features for these particular items. I printed them out, and then using that outline feature was able to cut them out on my silhouette. The little mouse driving the tractor is probably my favorite piece from this collection, and I will probably use this cut file on another layout as well because I just love the little cute mouse driving the tractor. I also printed out a corn stalk as well as a little wagon with some corn in it. These photos are of Eli from 2019 in the corn barrels at the pumpkin patch. I did a layout a while ago where I had taken photos of Eli and his friend at the pumpkin patch last year. I will link that video here so that you can see the difference in size between Eli back in 2019 and Eli last year. I think I even mentioned in that video that I have these other photos of Eli where I had buried him in the corn. So when I was planning out these sketches, I knew that this sketch would work perfectly since I had so many photos of him just laying in the corn. On the far left, he's making a corn angel, like a snow angel. And then on the far right, I am burying him in the corn. Once I got the photos down and then laid out the pieces that I had cut out, I felt like the layout was missing something. So I pulled out my Doodlebug Petite prints, and I am going to use the Swiss dots in citrus. And I'm just going to put a border around the layout. Once I cut the branding strips off, I knew that I could gut the paper. I'm going to do a border around 3 sides of the layout. So when I gutted the paper, I actually cut 1 inch off of 3 sides, and then in the end, cut off the entire middle section. So I really only have 3 sides of the paper. I want the white piece of paper to meet in the middle. So once I get the citrus paper gutted, I cut down the white paper. I'm going to cut the white paper to 11 by 11 and a quarter. And then that will give me 3/4 of an inch on 3 sides, and the white paper will meet in the middle. I really like this look of the layout as opposed to doing the white in the center because it does make the layout look very seamless. On the right hand side, I struggled getting this white paper down a lot. And it had to do with the fact that I was having issues remembering which side to put down. Because this was not a square, I had to make sure that I put it down properly. But I do finally get it down, and I add some washi tape to the back of it just to secure it in place. Then when I start to work on the left-hand side of the layout, I didn't have any issues getting this down. I don't know if it had to do with the fact that the other part of the layout was laid behind it, so it made it a little bit easier to figure out which side was correct. But this side of the layout laid down very easily with no issues. As I'm getting that down, I do want to encourage you guys to go check out everyone that is listed below. There's lots of people playing along this month with 30 Days of Sketches. So there's lots of inspiration for today's sketch. I did decide to ink up the edges, and because I had done a print and cut feature on this, I needed to use multiple colors of ink. So I used a gray around the mouse and then an orange around the tractor. I adhered all of the photos flat to the layout, but I did decide to put that one photo of Eli kind of throwing the corn up on fun foam. Once I got that down, I added my stamping block on top of it to add some weight to it. And then I started adding down my print and cut features. Have you guys tried print and cut features? This is something that I've started using recently simply because I'm trying to use up some more embellishments and use up the papers that I have, as well as I'm liking certain embellishments that I may have used in the collection before, or like with Kelly Bell Designs, using those embellishments that are specific to a layout. So let me know in the comments below, what are your thoughts on the print and cut features with the silhouette and being able to print out these embellishments and adding them to your layout? I did notice that my embellishments had no border around them. If you take a look at the embellishments from the collection, there's a white border around it. So I might need to keep that in mind of creating that white border around the embellishments. I like both looks. I like the look of it just being a flat embellishment, but I think since I'm using the embellishments from the collection, there were some pieces that might not have matched, like those little mouse. You can see that the mouse has that white border around it, and it's sitting next to that cornstalk who does not have a white border. In the upper left-hand corner, I added a tag that says Fall Fever, and I did put that up on Fun Foam. I am running really low on embellishments. I think I already mentioned that. So I'm really just trying to fit anything that works in an area. So I pulled out these arrows from the sticker sheet, and I really like the way that it looks. And it's almost pointing to the mouse on the tractor as well as the corn on the right-hand side of the layout. In the upper right-hand corner, I did add a brown star. And I also tried to make this heart work in multiple locations. It just wasn't working. The yellow just didn't look right with the other pieces from the layout. I think it was because the yellow was contrasting with the corn from the pictures. I did end up adding a blue heart to the upper left-hand corner. And then I pulled out these little ladybugs and I thought they were cute. They were orange, so they matched the orange tractor. And I just added one ladybug to each one of the clusters. I pulled the embellishment pieces back out and I was looking for something to go up in the upper right hand corner so that I could start my title cluster up there. I decided to pull out these mushrooms and make a small little cluster with the 3 mushrooms in brown, orange, and yellow. Once I was able to cluster them together, I adhered them and then added them to the top of that photo. I tried out that blue leaf, but wasn't really liking that. So I decided to start working on the title. Off camera, I was trying to decide on my title. So I looked through several of my thickers, trying to find something that would work. And I really wanted to use the title of Corn Bath. And I really wanted my title to be 2 different colors. So I ended up finding some thickers in a lime green as well as an orange. And I think that it works well with the colors from the Doodlebug collection. I think these orange letters are actually Bella Boulevard. After I got the title down, I pulled out this little reef piece and I was trying to make it work, but it just wasn't working with the clusters. Had I not had those arrows, I think it might have worked well over in that area. But those arrows were already down and I was not taking them up. I then found an acorn and added it over to the cluster with the tractor, and then found this little tag that says relaxing. And I liked the tag, but I didn't like where the acorn and the ladybug was sitting. So I went ahead and pulled those up and worked that cluster by attaching the ladybug and the acorn above the word relaxing. I also have the Doodlebug Great Outdoor Collection. So I did pull that out as well because it also has a lot of outdoor items to it, and I felt like I could add some of those pieces to this layout and it would work well. So I looked through the shape sprinkles as well as the stickers and the mini icons, and I didn't find much, but I did find a couple pieces. I found the word happy and I added that over to the far left. I also added a yellow heart over to the far left. And then I decided to adhere the title down. I did use my glue press, and sometimes the glue comes out a lot faster than I want it to. So I just used the next letter to smooth out the glue, as well as putting some of that glue on the next letter to thin it out a little bit. I pulled out my T-square ruler and used that to help make sure that my title was down straight. So have you guys gone to your pumpkin patch this year? We go to the pumpkin patch every year and it's one of our traditions. We love it so much. We actually went a little bit earlier this year because last year we went the weekend before Halloween and it was super busy. So when I found out that they were actually open the last weekend of September, I was like, let's try that out. And it was such a different experience. We had such a great time. So let me know in the comments below. Do you guys go to the pumpkin patch every year? And what is your favorite activity? The last little thing, I added a little orange enamel dot to the relaxing tab. And then that is it for this video. This one was a short one. It came together super quick. Here is my final layout as well as some close-ups. Off camera, I did add my journaling, which says, "Who wouldn't want to dive into a corn bath?" Eli jumped right in for a kernel of good, clean fun. I went full-on corn ninja and buried him in those golden grains. And then I added the date. Make sure you check out everyone that's listed below so that you can see all of the inspiration for this particular sketch. If you enjoyed this video, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, I would really appreciate it. If you haven't done so already and you want to see more double page layout inspiration, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thanks everyone for watching, and I hope that you have a scrappy day.